Chances are you have already seen this notebook, which is my bullet journal, my main planner, but have you seen any of my other ones? I have quite a bit. I know I've mentioned at least one of them in my 2024 goal planning video, which you can watch somewhere here or in the description, but today I want to show you all of the other ones and quickly talk about what I actually use them for. The first notebook is of course my main bullet journal. I use it all the time, literally I use it daily. It is a basic dotted notebook from a small business and I'm actually kinda friendly with the owner because we were part of this Bujo community online even before she started her business, and once I tried her notebooks I really liked them, so I kept using them. They are stationed in Serbia, but if you want to buy them you can use code ZIL10 to get 10% off. I have mentioned this notebook already and I will probably mention it 1,000 more times on my channel, so we will not go too much in depth with this one. Next one will be this one, which is also a notebook I have kind of mentioned on my channel already when I was doing my 2024 goal planning. You can watch that video over there or in the description. And I said then, and I will say it again, I will do a more in-depth video on this notebook because I think it's super useful and you could benefit from it. And it's not super simple to explain. But right now I'm just gonna say that it's really useful that it's a binder because you can then rearrange pages and you can already see why that would be useful, but we will go in depth about that when I do a video on it. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see that. Next is this one, which is my main diary notebook. It's a really beautiful but basic notebook, and I mentioned it a little bit when I was doing a stationery haul because I bought a new one to replace it when I'm finished with this one. It's a very basic notebook I got from like a Chinese store back in Serbia. I don't really use it every day, but I try to use it at least bi-weekly. Next we have this notebook, and this one will maybe surprise you because it's a notebook where I keep my collection of face masks. Basically what I do is when I use a face mask, I clean the packaging as best as I can and then I stick it here, rate it, and write some stuff that I should know. Basically it helps me choose which ones I really liked and should buy again and which ones I should skip altogether. Does it work? I don't really know because so far I've only tried new ones and it's kind of become like my collection, but I don't think it's a bad thing since I only keep it in this one notebook and once it's done, it's done. Then we have this notebook, which is what actually inspired me to start the other one, and on one side this one has all, and I mean basically every single movie ticket that I have ever bought. I'm missing maybe one or two from when I first ever went to the movies, and I thought I had it as well but I couldn't find it, but these start from like 2012, so that's over 10 years worth of movie tickets that I have here. I kept them obviously for 10 years, but I got inspired to put them in a notebook like this by Zombiana because that's what she did with hers, and that also inspired me to start second notebook with the face masks that you just saw. On the other side of this I have all kinds of stuff I collected over the years. For example, this is for my town's book fair, then this is from Belgrade book fair, this is from Belgrade Zoo. I have so much in here. Tickets for other things we went to, like this one is from water park, these two are for a pool, these are from the hotel we went to. I have some really nostalgic things in here, but unfortunately I cannot show you all because they are kind of private. Similarly to the previous one, I also have another notebook which I decided to use for packaging of items I tried that are kind of unique, and these two are from Tokyo Treat. It's not sponsored. I got it for my friend and she gave us two of these. I thought they were really unique, so I kept them in here. Then this is from Italy. Then this one is Kinder Surprise Egg, but it's like a little chick, so I kept it. This is also from Italy. Then we have some macaroons from Belgrade. This is also from a Kinder Egg that we got this year actually. You get the point. Basically it's just for food packaging that are really unique and I really wanted to keep them, and this is just a really good way to organize them so that I can actually take a look at them again. I do plan to write some stuff why this is important or how I liked it, but so far I did not. Then we have this notebook, which is a very specific notebook. I don't really use it that often. I have periods of life when I use them and then not. And you will see exactly why. It's because it's a Minecraft notebook and it has 3 sections here. The first section is recipes and everything good to know. So basically I have best levels to mine and then some potions and stuff like that. And basically I copied this of course from the internet because when I'm playing Minecraft sometimes I really need things really easily accessible, and sometimes having a notebook on your table is much easier than googling if you already know that you will need this. And I know these things kind of change, but I can always update it or make a new page over here. Second section is builds. What I usually have here is a plan of what I'm going to build, and a bullet journal is actually really good for this because you can have squares without actually having squares, so you can easily draw what you want to build. So these are storage rooms and my houses and stuff like that. I usually draw them like this before I actually build them. And last section here is maps and places to visit, and here I just have have a bunch of coordinates of the stuff we find, or I'll be completely honest, we also use a website to see which coordinates have something interesting, and then we will visit them, and I will write them down here so that I know where to go to visit. This is the one that I probably use all the time because I keep writing stuff down and we keep going back to it to look it up. And this is one of those things that are much easier to do if you have a notebook in front of you compared to Googling it or having it on your computer, because I can easily flip the pages back and forth and see what I need. I can also color code it and stuff like that. It's much easier to read and see where I need to go. So this notebook is what I call a diary by topic. So instead of writing my thoughts in sequence day by day or based on when something happened, this is a notebook where I can write stuff based on the topic of the things. Usually I have a couple of categories such as happy and grateful and family, friends, stuff like that. It's more of a positive thing and more structured thing compared to my diary, which is basically a thought dump. I have not really used it much lately, but when I did, I really enjoyed it. It's really nice to just focus on one thing I want to talk about and then really go in depth and really analyze my thoughts better. But both my regular diary and this are quite useful, so I love them both. Then we should cover this one, which is also a bullet journal, but it's basically a second notebook I use to try things out before I use them in my main bullet journal. And I also use them sometimes to create my content if I don't want that in my main bullet journal. So you can see here stuff like trying out my pencils or ink, and you can see this in my stationery haul video. Then we have some random plans and trying stuff out. This is also trying out my Stabilo aquacolor pencils. And then we have pages like this, which is just washi swatches that I got. More washi swatches. This is also a good example. It's a page where I tried stuff out for my February theme from last year. And we have pages like this, which is for my content. And again, that's because I didn't want this in my main bullet journal, so I did them here. Then we will do this notebook. This one is my scrapbook. Maybe you remember some of the pages from my Instagram or TikTok. I posted them there. I have not really used them much lately, but again, when I did use them, I really enjoyed that. So I will definitely go back to that sometime in the future. And honestly, I really love the cover. Then we have this tiny one, which is just a notebook I use to help me learn German. Usually I use it as a word book, but I do have some prompts here that I answered in German, or like a mini diary where I talk about my day just to help me learn German. I didn't really need much bigger than this, so I got this one. I think it's really pretty, honestly, and just what I need. Then we have this one. This one is my travel notebook, which I use to write about my travels. Basically just like a small diary with important things we visited or tried on our travels with pictures. But I'll be completely honest, I have not used it in a while and a lot of our travels are missing here. It was kind of a hassle to print out all the things and stick them here. And the notebook is a little bit too small for me as well, but I may come back to it and fill it a little bit more because I really like it. Last but not least, I have this mini one, which as you can see I have not actually used, but I have a good reason for that. You see, what happened is a while ago I saw a lot of people using this on their social media and I really liked the idea and I bought it, but then I kind of forgot about it and it got really wrinkled and I was so upset about that. I really didn't want to use it for quite a while, but right now I see that it's much better shape and I really want to start using it, so please hold me accountable for that. Let's see if I use it in the next year. So these are all the notebooks I use. Yes, they're bigger than my head. Yes, they're super heavy. Yes, they will fall on my head. And no, I'm not embarrassed. Maybe a little bit. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please leave a comment if there are any other notebooks you would like me to do a more in-depth video on. Don't forget to also subscribe so you don't miss them when I actually post them. Bye bye! Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You can use cold 2024 video planning. Wow. But what my regular diary with important things we visited. If you would like me to make a separate this is so heavy.